Hello, everybody. This is Deborah. Thank you for joining me today with Time with Dee. And I appreciate you guys stopping by and having a meal with me. I really appreciate it. And today, I actually made some chicken stir fry, and it's really good. And didn't get it from the Chinese restaurant or anything. I made it on my own, and I would like to tell you about the ingredients and everything in just a few minutes. So let's say our grace. Father God, we thank you for the food we're about to receive, for the nourishment of our bodies. Bless the hands who have prepared it. In Jesus' holy mighty name, I pray. Amen. All right. So today, like I said, I made some chicken stir fry. And I'm going to show it to you really quick. I know it doesn't look all that great, but it has lots of different vegetables in there. As you can see, I got red peppers in there. I got cabbage in there. Got green peppers in there. I got lots of things in there. Also, I used a bag of frozen, a California mix, which has um, cauliflower, broccoli, and carrots. So they're frozen. So you can you don't have to thaw them out. You just put them in the pan um, after of course your meat is done. So what I did today is I took some chicken thighs and I cleaned them. Then I took the skin off, I cut the meat away, and then what I did was, because I'm good, this is too hot, so I'm gonna let it cool down a little bit. So I cut it into strips, and while I was cutting in the strips, I I soak it a little bit in I don't know if you can see that, the teriyaki sauce. So I don't soak it all day. As soon as I start taking it off the bone, what I do is I just put maybe like about 2 tablespoons in the bottom of a bowl, a nice clean bowl. And what I do is I cut it into strips and then put it in there. And when I'm done cutting the strips, into pretty much even sized pieces so they can cook evenly. What I do is I just let it sit in there for a while. And then also I use the Kikkoman soy sauce, and I use that. And I don't have any fresh garlic. I don't know if you can see that. But I use the garlic powder, because I don't have any fresh garlic. I'm pretty much out. And I'm also out of ginger. So I just use the ginger powder. But I do like the fresh ginger, and fresh garlic is always good. And when I go to the Chinese restaurant, I don't like to waste anything. So I also use maybe like about 4 packs of the duck sauce. And like I said, I don't throw these away because they always come into handy, because I made my own. That's how I made my own sauce. And then you add those things in after your chicken is nice and almost brown. And then you put those wet ingredients in there. So then you add your vegetables, and then just to thicken it up, I also use the Argo cornstarch. By the way, this is not a sponsored video. It's not a sponsored video. Okay, so and then I also used a half of cabbage. I know it's looks kind of rough right there, but I used half a cabbage. And then I actually have the long grain rice in here. I like to use the long grain rice because it just kind of holds up better, and it actually tastes better to me. The other rice, like short grain rice, and they all taste kind of gritty to me sometimes, and kind of mushy sometimes, because it's cut rice. So I like the long grain rice. So also with this, with my dinner, I have just a bottle of purified water. I always drink purified water when I drink water. No reason. I just like it because I don't like to have the taste of my water. And I also use some vegetables from my own garden. I told you I love my garden. And the vegetables don't really look like the vegetables you buy from the store. This is one of my peppers that I picked today. And this one is kind of like orangey color. Uh, I can't wait to taste this one. Yesterday I took a lot, quite a few from the garden, and I washed them, cored them, and I took some of the seeds and put them to the side so maybe I can grow them later on. But I did that yesterday, and it's a nice one. I got all different colors and all different shapes from my garden, and this is a red one. So I picked it early this morning, so the top's kind of dry. And it's another green one. It's kind of a weird shape also. Like I said, they're not like the ones you get from the store because um, I think those are like kind of modified in some kind of way. That's why they shape all the same. And it's another green one. I got all colors that grow out in the garden. And they're just different sizes. And that one, I don't, that one has a scratch on the bottom, I guess. And I love these. Oh, my goodness, I love these. This one is kind of purple. And I had one so purple that it's almost as dark. Well, it was almost black. And it was so good and so sweet. And it was very delicious. So this is my purple. These are peppers. And it's just so interesting that they come in all shapes and uh, all different sizes and everything. So I really appreciate that. I'm just in love with my garden. And then I got some cherry tomatoes today too. I don't know if you can see those are cherry tomatoes that I picked from the garden today. Okay. And so that's what I got from the garden today. And then like I have this over a bed of white rice, like I said. And here it is again. I made it. Okay. So now I guess it's nice and cool enough for me. So let's try it. So yeah, I got some, and the gravy is just soaked in. This is some cauliflower, so that's good. That's really good. Got some red peppers in there. My cabbage. The cabbage is really good in there, and this is very nutritious and very satisfying and very filling. And it's pretty cheap to make, but it's so good. Mm, very good. So maybe next time I have a chance to actually cook this for you guys. But today I was, when I get a little bit more established, but I was just able to just cook it and tell you about how I cooked it. Maybe one day you'll be able to watch me cook it and then watch me eat it. Mmm. Green peppers are really good. Mmm. Carrot, supposedly good for your eyes. Dig down there and get some rice in there. Rice mixed with the cabbage. It's really good. And I like to put, like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you also that I have lots and lots of onions in here. I put 2 onions in here, but I put one, well, they're medium sized. So I put 1 onion in while I was cooking, actually cooking the meat and everything. So it was nice and nice and tender. And then I also put the other onion in when everything was almost done so that you can have some crunch in there also. And I also did that with the cabbage so I can have some crunch with the cabbage and some crunch in there with the onions. And it's really good like that because you got so many different consistencies, different textures, and it's so good. Mmm, I really like it. There's broccoli in here too. And the broccoli is really good. And green peppers in here. Really good. Mm. So did you guys have a good day today? I hope so. I did. I had a pretty good day today. Although the sun didn't come out too much today, but it was in and out. But other than that, I did have a chance to go out to my garden, but I always water my plants and everything in the screen room. Um, and it was pretty nice. It was really, really damp outside today, but the weather was nice. I mean, it was good temperature. Mm. This bowl is pretty deep, so it doesn't look like it, but it is. And the chicken is really good too because it was marinated in the teriyaki sauce. So you don't have to add anything extra to this if you don't want to because it's nice and seasoned already. And I like that. Trying to mix it up and get it all in there. Mix the rice up. So good. I'm gonna have a sip of water now. It's pretty good. So what'd you guys do today? Did you go outside? Did you go to work? Did you go to the beach? Did you go to the park? Go to the movies? How was your day? As you can see, I'm still having problems with my allergies, and well, my voice is already heavy. So when my allergies start acting up, it's just really different. Yeah, I was. It's a funny story about that also. When I met my husband, it's almost well in November it'll be 33 years. Um, I had a cold. Well, we were in fifth grade together, really. He lived down the street from my aunt. And we re-met at work. We knew him in high school and all that, but we re-met after I got out of college and we were at work together. And he asked me to go out on a date with him. And so we went out and I had a cold. So my voice was even deeper. So I guess like about maybe 2 weeks later, I start talking to him again, and excuse me, my voice was still deep. So he says, "Oh my goodness, you still have a cold?" I was like, "No, this is my regular voice." So I thought that was pretty funny. So yeah, this is how I talk. He thought I still had a cold. I was like, "No, this is how I talk. This is how it is." Mm. So that was funny. Maybe you guys will see him one day when he decides he wants to come up here with me. Maybe when I get a better background. I don't know. Hmm. Man, I was really hungry. Mm. Look at that red pepper and onions and cabbage. That's really good. And this is pretty fast to make. You can serve it over rice or noodles, or you can just eat it plain. And it's good to bring for lunch, to work. You know, you can have all your ingredients prepped and just throw everything together at the last minute before everybody comes home. It's a pretty fast meal, and I like that. Hmm. So, you think you guys might try this at home? Maybe one day in the near future, I will be able to make this in front of you guys so you can see me make it instead of just telling you how I make it. So that will be good too. And if you guys have any recipes or something like that you want me to try, maybe I can do that too. So that would be good too. Wow, I'm getting down to the bottom there. Yeah, I was really hungry today. The bowl is pretty deep. So I don't want to make it too long. So if you guys have any questions or any suggestions, please let me know. Comment below. I really appreciate that. So don't forget to hit like, subscribe, comment if you want to. And right next to the subscription, the subscribe, there is a little bell. You can push the bell, and every time I upload a video, you will be notified. So I like the bell. So please don't forget to click on the bell after you hit subscribe. So I really appreciate that. I really appreciate you guys for sharing my meal with me. I will finish this off camera. And I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so, so much for tuning in and eating with D. I really appreciate you guys. So thank you, and I'll see you again soon. Blessings.